I'm Brian Beaumont for 10th Planet Yuma. We started our program in 2008, and then by 2010 we became a full affiliate of the 10th Planet system. 10th Planet at the time had evolved Jiu-Jitsu more than 5 years than had happened in the previous 50. The Marine Corps Air Station brought me on as a civilian consultant, and we worked together in partnership both to develop something that met the needs of the Marine Corps and still maintained the standards set by the 10th Planet organization. The thing that was interesting about Sector HQ is it wasn't limited to Border Patrol. Here on the southern border, we've been in a state of crisis off and on, well, pretty much since I've got here. But in the last couple of years, when you had an official crisis at the southern border, there were actually 11 different agencies that were sent down to help here. And they were all coordinated with Yuma Sector. So that Yuma Sector, you now had representation from multiple federal agencies and multiple branches of law enforcement, all of which that were training with us. So you got to see a broad spectrum of approaches and skill levels and ways to adapt what we were doing to meet their needs. And we'd had strong representation from them pretty much from the beginning. And as a matter of fact, the first black belt I ever promoted was now a high-ranking member of the U.S. Border Patrol. They also had the work ethos and the drive for quality that the military programs had. But the demands that were made on them as far as their profession was very different. At the height of the border crisis down here, Yuma Border Patrol Sector HQ was handling training for 11 different agencies. That room is cool. The talent level is so high at Sector HQ that we actually bring our UFC fight teams in here to train. Not as a publicity stunt, but because these guys really are that good.
Pummel in! Chin strap, push that head down! Push that head down! Square up! Wizard!
Turn him, Justin! Turn him, there you go. Yuma Border Patrol Sector HQ. If you've got a tough job and you need it done right, these are the guys you want on your side. Throwing pops, right? So I'm just covering. I don't know which arm's coming across. And to be honest, if you work your defense in such a way that it makes a difference, you got a problem. Because you don't know which side he's going to engage on, right? Not to brag that we're having a positive effect on this installation, but just a couple of years ago, this was a storage room. Now, with a little inspiration, perspiration, and a very small budget, these guys have turned this into a state-of-the-art training facility that's the envy of the U.S. Border Patrol. We've just started to tap into the potential of this program. And what these guys have done here is a big step in us moving forward. The biggest reason this program is as successful as it is because of this man, Carlos Figueroa.
Sir?
So, what's your role here and how long have you been working here at Border Patrol?
So I've been a Border Patrol agent for 19 years now. I started in 2002 and I transferred to Yuma Station in 2008. What happened was they needed an instructor, so they sent me to the Advanced Academy in Charleston, West Virginia. After completing the academy, I came back down to Yuma and started a program, kind of revamped a program to include more hands-on. I started dabbling in mixed martial arts around 2007. Met Coach Chancellor R, Craig Shepley, and Coach Brian, and used some of those techniques in our program that we have established now. So slowly we started incorporating 10th Planet techniques, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu into our program. And now, as of about 4 years ago, Coach Brian said, I like how the program's going. Let's make sure that we have some structure to what's going on here. And about 2 years ago, we got the permission to become the first federal U.S. Border Patrol 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, the only one in the United States Border Patrol. So we do conduct 10th Planet programs here, training, and we have a lot of local guys that come here and train, police officers, military guys that come here and train with us. So it's a full-on facility now.
And where do you see this program is going to be, or what is the potential for this program moving forward, not just at a local level, but at a national level?
So what we noticed is some of the defensive tactics are outdated when it comes to the structure from our academies, advanced academies or police academies. We started dabbling in 10th Planet Tactical, which is a program that incorporates jiu-jitsu techniques from 10th Planet into real life situations that we encounter. We've been able to kind of incorporate these techniques to the situations that we deal with, and we put it in practice to make sure that they are effective in stuff that we do encounter. Sometimes we see a technique and we put it through the test and it doesn't work out, so we modify a technique till it works out. I believe this 10th Planet Tactical, with some time, is going to grow, and there's going to be other police agencies, federal agencies that are going to pick up on it because it is more realistic to stuff that we do see out in the field. So I believe that 10th Planet Tactical is going to pick up in the near future. A lot of people are going to be starting to ask about it. What does it entail? How is it more effective than the old training programs that are out there?
And if you were to offer a piece of advice to a training officer at another facility or even within another organization, given the increased demands that have been made upon law enforcement and the military, what advice would you give them as far as what you've discovered in the program thus far?
Basically, you have to put the material to the test. There's a lot of material out there, but unless it's tested, you're never going to know if it applies to your personnel. And that's the biggest difference, is out here we do train, we do take out the guys, we put them through bad situations and see if the technique that we showed them works. So a lot of times there's guys feeding you techniques that do not work because they've never been battle tested. The techniques that we are implementing is battle tested. There are scenarios. We do have people that our agents go through these bad case scenarios and see if they can get out of it. That's how we know it works.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Carlos is the best training officer, not just in Yuma, but in the entire U.S. Border Patrol. Thank you very much.
There you go! Fight! There you go! Fight! It's fight! Can't get out! Versus face! What does it? Get up! Versus face! Drop it! Break! 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 There you go!
If I was to say one thing that surprised me the most about the programs that developed out of our civilian program, both for military and law enforcement, was how the same core curriculum could adapt itself to meet very specific needs in those agencies. So, in the last almost 13 years, we have grown so much and gained so much as far as knowledge and perspective from our civilian, military, and law enforcement programs that we're ready to jump to the next level.